What's up, everybody? Welcome back for another episode of the DCUO Sourcecast, episode 208. 208. We're coming up on that 210 mark. You know, if we reach the 210 mark, now we're in it. We're in it and we're stuck. And we're going to have to keep going. But this, of course, is DCUO Sourcecast, and all that podcast where we talk about all DCUO news and related items, including the stuff about the community, forums, and everything like that. And yes, as Jarrett's pointed out, Crappy Heels is back.
Oh man, how about I always forget to mute the stream, and it scared the crap out of me when you started talking again. I was like, what's going on here?
So what's up, Crappy, man? How you been? What you been up to?
Good, good. A little bit of work, a little bit of playing video games. And I'm actually trying to turn my computer on now so I can go on the test server.
Oh, man.
But this Windows machine, how you people run this stuff.
So you were gone for a couple weeks there. Now, I heard this secondhand information about this, about you saying you were unsubbing and you were going to be gone until Electricity and Nature got its update.
I'm on strike. I'm only subbed right now for survival mode, and then I'm going back on strike.
Well, survival mode, as we all know, is coming to us in update 64, which is currently on the test server. And Science Cells is the survival mode we're going to be seeing this time around. Also, make sure you got the Halloween seasonal is going to be on there, plus the return of the exceptional recovery kits is on there. It's going to be coming back.
Whatever happened to those?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know.
They just up and disappeared.
They would still drop in like some tier 5 content.
Yeah, very, very rarely.
Yeah, and
but they still were there.
Occasionally you would get one in PvP. But yeah, they were pretty rare. They, from my understanding, they've been people have been getting a lot of them from the time capsules that came out. Did you finish out all your feats for the time capsules?
I finished all of them, but the styles. I think I only have 3 pieces of Crusader style. I have no luck with that, and the pieces are just a little too much money for me to spend right now. I don't want to squander all my money on that.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much the style's going for. I actually was able to finish out all the feats in like the first week.
That was a lot of easy skill points. I was really surprised they were handing them out like that.
Yeah. I was like, one of the first time capsules I opened up, man, I had the freaking White Lantern emblem. I was like, oh! I was like, awesome. I did buy a couple of the styles from the vendor though, just because I was getting tired of waiting for him. Plus, I was making mad money selling the stuff on the broker too.
Oh, I hear you.
So I was like, well, I just made 10 million off this collection. Let me go ahead and buy this, one style here for 7 million, and I've still got 3 million left over.
Those collections were going for a ton of money.
Yeah, they were. Now they're going for dirt cheap. You can't get rid of those collections right now.
I just put them in my league bank to fill it up on everybody.
I've been passing them down to alts until I get to the last one, and then I'll debate on the one of the rare collections, and then I'll debate on either selling that or collecting it and selling the aura.
Selling the aura is probably the way to go.
Yeah, because
I would sit on the aura if I had one,
Oh, until after the time capsule.
Oh yeah, until they're gone, and then they'll be worth a ton of money.
Oh yeah. Because even though these things are coming back, people can't wait.
Oh no, you definitely can't. I couldn't. I popped open a bunch of boxes the first day.
Yeah. But so you're on strike until Electricity and Nature gets its update.
Yes, until they get fixed. Okay. After survival mode.
After survival mode.
Strike. Going on strike.
Well, I can understand that. Hopefully, this big announcement coming up next week here will get you to change your mind about being on strike.
I don't know. Nature still stinks. I don't know. Pretty. It depends. It depends if it's nature, maybe some exciting content, whatever. Like it just depends.
We'll see. For all you guys out there who don't remember, the past couple of weeks, or at least last week, especially, I was like talking about huge announcement coming from DCUO here soon. It was supposed to be this week, but they delayed it, unfortunately. So we can't talk about it this week. But next week, we will definitely be talking about it, and it's going to be awesome.
Unfortunately, is right.
And yes, I am CJ. A lot of people still play
Oh
the
my
game.
god! I see that comment.
These guys
and everywhere,
up.
like even not on DC, but like I play Destiny. If I watch like a Destiny video or something, I see people in the comments say people still play this game. Like that's just one of those lines.
People still play this game.
Because you see it everywhere.
I hope you're. Oh man, I wonder if that's the same CJ that I made rage at me when I kept him from ganking Nimbus. Yes, it is. You see that? I showed you. I pointed out that video to you, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, this test server stuff is dumb.
Yeah, get out of here before I make even more fun of you. Oh, you want to talk about kid got mad? All right, then bye, CJ. I'll tell you what. Let me what. Let me help you out the door. Little douchebag. Anyways.
Abuse of power.
Yeah, my normal mods aren't here, right? Aren't here tonight. Usually Grid would have been all over him.
Yeah, where is Grid? What the hell?
I don't know.
See you at Walmart buying action figures. Damn it, Grid. Let's go.
Well, people have been, you know how it is. The game's kind of, lagging a little bit, because of the lack of new content and everything.
It's like that on all games, though.
Yeah, it's like that. But Batside's here. Let me.
Even Call of Duty, that's like one of the most populated games. Even people still play this game.
Yeah.
In like Call of Duty video comments, and I'm like, really, bro? Like,
I know. I'm waiting for somebody to say that like Battlefield 4. People still play this game?
All right, test server is done downloading. When did the Halloween news come out? Did that come out last week? Did you talk about it?
Yeah, that came out last week. New lair items and everything. I showed off Torakumo, did his videos showing off the new lair items and everything. And the new rare drop thing this year is not another boot trinket. It's not another bootility belt, which those I'm sure are still going to be dropping.
I hope so, because I didn't get one.
You'll still be able to get those. But this year, you're going to get a pet. And it's not a pet trinket. It's a pet for your lair.
Oh, yeah, and it's only a couple marks. You just get 2 days.
No, it's 100 marks. But you can't get it as a drop also.
Oh, really?
But yeah, if you farm the crap out of that seasonal, though, you can. Well, they adjusted the marks to drop in it also, so you're getting 10 from the event now.
Oh,
and
that's
I
not
think
that
4
bad.
from the open world. So yeah, so like in 10 days you'll be able to buy it if you want. If once you get the other lair item feats that drop and the style feat done. But
I wonder what happened to my Windows computer, man. It is running really good.
You probably got that iOS crap off of it. Did you take iTunes off of it?
No, and I'm not going to stick up for iTunes because iTunes is a shitty program. It's gotten better it used to crash. Like, nothing on my Macs would ever crash, and iTunes would be quitting. Like, really, get your shit together here. It's gotten better though.
But yeah, so yeah, you'll be able to get that Teakle, that God, I can't remember his name now. That kid from the the cat in the event.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be able to get that cat. You're gonna be able. You could have like I was joking. Rue's gonna be the crazy cat lady at DCUO.
I was just thinking that. Where's the vendor for it? For the seasonal
East End
stuff.
PD. East End PD.
All right. I ran to the usual spot in the watchtower, but it wasn't there.
So yeah, so that's what's coming up there. That's what he's getting ready to go and play around with a little bit on the test server right there. As far as other news this week, here we've got there was a hotfix on the live servers this week. They made the time capsules so you can now sell them to a vendor or delete them. Unfortunately, they're only worth $1 on the vendor.
Ooh.
Yeah. But hey, once you get for all you premium players out there, once you get 999 of them, man, that's almost $1,000. Oh man, I'm sorry. This may sound dickish. I have like no sympathy for the premium guys out there when it comes.
I don't either.
When it comes to the cash cap thing on them, because like I was in DWF earlier today. And this one guy, his gear broke, and he hadn't repaired his gear after a couple of wipes.
Oh, and the guy asking for sodas and
he's in the boss fight. People are still picking him up, and he's like 34 CR, and people are still picking him up. And he's like, somebody pop a repair bot, and I'm like, dude, screw you, man. You pop a repair bot, like, or just die, So and then he comes out and he repairs, and he's like my gear, my gear is crushed. I'm like, so repair it. And he's like, I did. I'm just saying though, we wipe one more time, I'm not gonna be able to repair my gear. I'm like, and he's like, I'm premium, and I was like, well, there's escrow access, and I'm like.
Or you just buy a damn subscription.
Yeah.
What's the big deal? You get a bunch out of it. I could never imagine playing this game like that.
Yeah, I know. It baffles me sometimes too. For the 8-player Candor Central Tower, there was a slight damage reduction on Superman's AoE attack. I've never played that raid on the villain side.
No, neither did I.
I have not played it on the villain side, so I don't know if it was like too big or not. But they also increased the tell duration before Superman does his big AoE attack. So I guess.
I wonder if it was like Lex Luthor's Bunker Buster.
I don't know. I know that freaking.
Because that was working as intended when it first came out.
That thing still catches me sometimes. I'm like, no. I was in there on my Quantum Tune one day, and I saw that damn all those L's pop up around me. I was like, nope, whoop, tunneled right out of there.
I think we need to do what other games have done and drop PS3, so we could get some more information going on, get some better graphics. So sometimes you could see things that kill you instead of you're just standing in something. All the PS3 players are hating now.
It'd be like when we were in DWF. Daisy, you're in the AoE. Daisy, you're in the circle. Daisy, get out of the circle. What? Huh?
And it's terrible because sometimes you move and then you move right into something else that you can't see, and then you have no clue where to go, and I'm just running and like curling up by a wall. I'm like, is it safe yet?
So here also research and development. The matter enhancers no longer require an episode in order to purchase them from vendors. And viral video. Players should get this introductory mission for the last laugh content again. It will be granted to players who own the episode or are legendary members. For characters that are at least level 30, and have completed the mission where they join the Justice League or the Secret Society. So after you guys do that mission, it should pop up for everybody. So that's good stuff right there.
I can't believe the test server currency only gives you 1 mark for the seasonal. Now I have to collect 100 and some of these things and consume them. Oh, can we please get an update on this?
I think they want you to go into the instance and like test the content out.
Oh, I understand that, but I don't want to go in there 70 sometimes on test server just to see it. I like to fill my base up with the seasonal items too on test server. I just have a base full of seasonal stuff.
Yeah. Let's see here. And then, of course, also this weekend, it was announced yesterday, I believe, that they're doing a Batman Day celebration weekend. Started on the 15th. It's going through the 21st. Let's see here. We've got all sorts of different things going on here. All Legends characters and Batman-related marketplace items are 40% off on the broker. I'm sorry, on the marketplace.
Is it only Batman stuff?
Yeah, it's only Batman stuff.
So do repair bots count as Batman stuff?
No, they don't. I don't think they count as if they were actually dressed as Batman. Maybe they would.
Oh, because I would like some repair bots.
If total recovery, if Batman recovery kits, that's what they need. They need Batman recovery kits.
I'm in agreement with that.
Batman recovery kits where you get extra bites back when you recover them. But yeah, so see, and then on Saturday the 17th, they're doing a Batman Day thing here this year in honor of the truly legendary Dark Knight. We have special happenings inside DCUO, but rather than limit them to a single day, they're making it all week. Let's see here. What is this? Batman. Okay, Batman appears in many forms in DCO. Revisit our feature from last year. Let's take a look at this real quick. Did my stream drop?
I have a black screen. Oh, yeah, you're up.
Anyways, yeah, Batman Weekend, Batman Day, Batman Weekend on it. See the many faces of Batman. They did this last year with all the different Batmans and everything. So I guess they're looking to do it again. Oh yeah, that's right. Last year was when they started selling the Batman cow on the broker, the one that everybody freaked out about. Let's see here. So Legends PvE week. Batman's quintessential Legends. So this week, all Legends PvE events are open for all players. So we know where everybody's going. In Science Cells. Spamming Samoan.
Yep.
That's if you're out there actually grinding out the any of your feats for this. Which I'll confess, I've been grinding a little bit. Not stupid crazy but I've been grinding a little bit. I'll run 6 or so a day.
I did one, and I was like, I'm good on this.
But yeah, 12 events total. They are bringing them back for the whole weekend. So if you guys got outstanding team-up feats and all that, now's your chance to get them all this weekend. The Marketplace sale, in addition to the Legends event, if you head to the Marketplace, you'll find the exobyte data for all Legends characters are on sale for 40% off. If you ever wanted to experience the Legends content as Future Batman, Bombshell Catwoman, or Arkham Asylum Joker, now is your chance to go get them. Brittany is, I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing, Jed. Yeah, maybe I'll see if she wants to be on next week. And
I'm pretty excited for these base items.
Yeah, and if that wasn't enough, they're also making Batman-related items in the Marketplace down available for 40% off as well. This includes base items like the Bat Computer and More Pack, style items like the Batman Cow Pack, the toys like the Batman Bouncy Ball, and more. You can get the Caped Crusader style and decorate your personal Bat Cave to match, all at a great discount. Caped Crusader style. What Caped Crusader style? I don't know. I don't understand. I'm going to ask about that. See, then they're having a trivia sweepstakes. They're going to have news about this on Batman Day, which is September 17th, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 17th. Yep, tomorrow's the 17th. Check back either on the forums or on their Twitter at DCUO to see the details and to enter. See, heading into the game, start celebrating Batman Day in Gotham City and beyond. As I said, the event and sale begins in the U.S. with daily server restarts at 4 a.m. Pacific Time, September 15th, and ends at 4 a.m. Pacific Time, September 22nd. The event and sale in the EU with daily server restarts at 8 p.m. Pacific Time on September 14th and ends at 8 p.m. Pacific Time on September 21st. So keep that in mind, folks. So, in honor of, from what I understand, Jareth got your thread unlocked on the forums. Or at least he's taking credit for it.
I saw that. I usually go on there once every 2 days just to check in and, see. I stirred up a bunch of ruckus, and now it's like 30 pages long or something. Mm-hmm. And I usually go and check in on it every once in a while. And then I checked in on it, and it was locked, and I got a little sad face. It's like, oh.
Does it say why? Did it say why it got locked?
No, it just got locked. Usually there is an explanation why a thread got locked.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just going to take it. People rambling on nature and electric. I'd shut them up too. I'd be like, okay, we know.
I mean,
but they come from my point of view.
I will confess to there being many a time where I'll be like, oh my god, shut up about it already. It's like, that's why.
I mean, I could see where they're coming from on their side.
Yeah.
Just shut up already.
Yeah.
But then you gotta look at it from our point of view too.
Oh yeah, I do.
So I see it from both ways. If it got locked and it stayed locked.
That's why I came up with that happy medium idea, and all that. It's the perfect fix for nature and electricity. You just remove the DPS roll.
I think we should just make them the best DPS powers in the game, and anybody who's not nature and electric right now could never switch to nature and electric to be an OP chaser. You have to start a new character.
The thing is, though, I mean, so what? That those 5 or 6 people that are electricity.
Yeah, there'd be 78 people that have the best DPS powers.
Yeah. Super Dave, I completely agree with you. We had the Summer of Wonder for Wonder Woman. We've got this Batman Day in the weekend going on here for Batman and everything like that. When is Superman going to get some love?
Nobody really gets any love. Batman gets all the attention.
Well, Wonder Woman got a lot of attention this summer.
That's just because in the movie, I'm thinking.
No, in the movie, it was their 75th anniversary, too.
Yeah.
And everything. But, I mean, Superman gets no love at all, man.
That's because Superman's a wuss.
Dude.
We've had this conversation before. Superman is a wuss.
Batman's a wuss.
I mean, he's just an ordinary guy, though. And he comes out okay. Superman got all these powers, and he plays it like he's a little girl. I would just crush people's skulls. I'd laser beam them and kill them instantly.
See, that's what makes him Superman, though, and you crappy heels.
Listen, sometimes you just gotta tough it out. Stand up. Someone's messing with your world, you just need to kill them. And then it's beating around the bush. And yes, I agree, we need Flash Day and Evil Zoom Day.
Yeah, we need a Zoom for Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Zoom for Legends.
The black zoom from.
I'm telling you, man. With these,
show.
I'm really, you know what I'm really looking forward to, man. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers and knocking on wood for this. With all the shows starting their new seasons back up, I'm really looking forward to maybe some, reskin. Even if they're just reskins. Reskin Legends tunes. Where we can have, and they introduce, the DCUO version of Zoom for Legends, but then we also can get the TV show Zoom.
Yeah, I would love that Zoom. I'd be him all the time.
But TV version of Flash, because we've got the TV version of Supergirl, which is awesome.
Can you still buy her?
I believe so. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can. Booster Gold, greatest hero of all time. Booster Gold is probably like the closest to an actual reality, real life, what a person would be like in real life.
I don't even know what Booster Gold does.
Booster Gold is like he's like he does it for the money. So he's got like sponsors.
Oh, so he's paid for.
Yeah. Let's see here. But yeah, I mean, just TV version of Green Arrow, and stuff like that. That would be really cool to see some of those reskins, see how they do them. Because I thought they did a really good job with the Supergirl one.
Yeah, they did. She looked really good.
But
Flash, that would be awesome. Flash and Zoom.
Yeah.
The Flash we have though is cool.
Yeah, the Flash we do have is cool. I was actually doing some Owen today with him, having a little fun.
I like to use them.
Having a little fun in between ads, ad spawns and everything like that. Just going to super speed and just running in a circle around everybody.
I like them for Legends because you could get places quick. You could just do the whole triangle attack and teleport yourself places.
Yeah,
because there's nothing more than I hate than that slow in combat walk.
Yeah, there's an ad on the other side of the room. You just hold down the block break and bam, all of a sudden you're behind them.
Mm-hmm. Boom, right over there.
Let's see here. So, something I was going to see how you felt about this. Actually, got we were called out. Crappy, you and I, me specifically, and the podcast. We were called out.
Was there an exposed video? Did Crappy Heels expose?
No, but I'm waiting for that exposed video you said you were going to make.
Oh, I almost made my first exposed video, but then it was like, this guy ain't worth my time.
I thought that too about a guy that was constantly running his mouth off on me. But you know what? I finally did my exposed video on him, and I have not heard from him since.
He has me blocked on Twitter, and he talks trash, and I don't see it. So as long as I don't see it, whatever. Make yourself feel good. I got a kitty in my base. How awesome is that?
Anyways.
All right. I got a black smoke aura on less than 5 minutes.
Do what?
Oh, I'm betting a black smoke aura on less than 5 minutes.
Shut up, Britt.
I hope you got one to give me.
So anyways, the point of the post is it's about this thread about called hashtag carry mode on, hashtag clamp mode on. Is basically asking for a couple of separate settings for PvE to where you can queue up for instances. Kind of like how we enable Task Force X. He's basically asking for a carry mode option to where you could queue up with anybody, whatever CRs. This is all about, higher CRs going into like Batcave. Queuing up for Batcave. And stuff like that. and just blowing through the content, and people who are at level aren't getting any enjoyment out of it.
I've mentioned that before. Other people have mentioned that before. And they're aware of it. I mean, it's not like that subject has never been brought up.
Yeah, and we've actually talked about this on the Sourcecast before when Trex was here. I can't remember what episode it was, but you can go back and look in previous episodes of the Sourcecast prior to me taking it over. We have talked about this before, about high CR players going in, blowing through content, folks not being able to get any kind of enjoyment of playing it at level, and everything. And honestly, and part of me believes that's part of the issue. That why we're having issues with some players not understanding simple mechanics in these raids.
Oh, definitely. Because when someone just comes in and plows through, you didn't learn anything.
Yeah. So while and part of me, part of me agrees with that, with the concept or the desire to, maybe have a clamped mode where you can't, you're getting clamped in there. I understand it. I am completely against that. Just absolutely completely against it. Because I would like to be able to go back in those instances every once in a while and just blow through them. Or if I'm or if I'm on one of my alts and I want to go and hunt down a style that only drops in that raid, then
I just want to go in and blow through it.
Yeah, be able to go back there and go and blow through it and everything. The solution of this issue isn't giving us clamped instances or giving us where nobody over a certain CR can get into these instances. The solution to this is giving us a teleporter mod for our teleporters, where we can just walk in to these instances that people are finding these high levels in. Because for instance, you want to get the Rune of the Ancients style. Right? You want to be able to get the Rune of the Ancients style. You haven't got it yet. It only drops in Wayward Souls, the 4-man tier 4 op. I'm not sure what it's called on the villain side.
Unpaid and Seeds?
No, I'm talking about the 4-man op.
Oh, Wayward Souls, is it?
Oh, is it Wayward Souls also? Okay.
I think that's what it is over there too.
But you can only get that style in Wayward Souls, the Rune of the Ancients. That's the only instance where you can get that style. And I don't even know. I'm not even positive if that style is sold off of the rare style vendor or not. But the only way you can get in that instance is to queue up for it. It's the only way to get in that instance. So the solution to that is give us a teleporter mod that we can just walk into those instances and solo them. I mean, there's people want to be able to go or need to go into Smallville to go after a certain style. I mean, as much as I'm perfectly fine with a high CR coming into Smallville and carrying me through it, I know there's probably people out there that don't want to get carried through it. They want the challenge. They want try it at level.
I don't think we should be carrying people through it, because then that creates bad players. Yeah. People not knowing how to do their own stuff, do their role. They don't know the boss mechanic. They don't know how the instance works.
Right.
It shouldn't be like that. I know they want to keep the queues populated.
Right.
But I don't think high-level players, there should be some sort of cap. Once you're so much higher than it that you're going to be obliviating it, you shouldn't be able to queue into that instance with lower players.
How do you go back and get those feats, though? How do you go back and get the feats, though, if you're over
you get queued up, but you don't queue up with people that are say if something's 67 CR to run, you don't get queued up with people that are 67 CR. Okay. They either put you in some queues by yourself or with people. There needs to be a better matchmaking. That would help out a lot too. Instead of just throwing someone that's 170 CR in with people that are 60 CR. You know, there got to be some sort of matchmaking. The teleporter things would definitely help, because I'd rather go in an instance and do it by myself. That way I don't have to wait up at the bosses. So this person, if I kill the boss now, he's not here. He's not going to get loot, you know? Mm-hmm. And there's that problem too in some instances when everybody's running ahead. And then the lower players aren't even getting any loot, and that stinks for them. You know, there's a lot of problems that come from just the high-level people just blowing through the content, and I'm totally not a fan of that. I think maybe if you do get queued into an instance with people who are all very low CR, maybe then they nerf you. You know, like you could have an option to get queued up with those players, or you could have an option to not get queued up with them. I don't know. But there's a whole bunch of ways you could go about it. But I think something really needs to get done. You know, if you choose to get queued up with those players, they're going to stack clamp you. You know, but if you choose to not get queued up with those players, you could just go in and blow through it. No stack clamp. You know, maybe something like that.
Curse one here is you're saying to have an option in the on duty tab where you queue up for normal or clamped.
Yeah, normal.
I'm not a fan of clamping in any way. I mean,
I wouldn't run it clamped, but I mean, because I'd just rather go in there by myself. But that would solve a problem of me going in there 170 some CR and just tapping triangle and obliterating everything, and you not learning anything.
Well, then they need to give us the two options. Then they need to either give it to us, they need to give it to where you can only queue up for it clamped, or down to to a certain CR or whatever like that, or they need to give it to us where we can after we've reached so far high above a certain CR level for it, we can either queue up for it solo or give us a damn teleporter mod so we just walk into these things.
Yeah, I think a teleporter mod and a clamped option would be cool, because how cool would it be to go back to some older raids and queue up clamped and actually have to do them and it be a challenge? Like, I would love to go do Prime and it be a challenge. So stuff like that. It would give you something to do when you were bored too. If you're sick of running the same old content, you could just relive some of the old stuff back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, because was a couple weeks ago, DC All Access, DC Comics YouTube channel, they hit 1 million subscribers on their YouTube channel. So they had this huge celebration day, where they were talking about DC Comics and all that, and they were playing all these different DC related games, and DCUO was going to be one of those games. So they asked me and Britt and New to play with one of the guys at DC All Access, go through some of the older alerts. One of which was Themyscira Divided, and the other one was Acts of Defiance. Both of them, go and set in Themyscira, and it was kind of set up the whole get everybody ready for Amazon Fury 3. Well, the guy that they were having on there, one of the guests they were having on there to talk was the writer of the Green Lanterns comic book. Right, so they wanted to play a lantern power. So here's me. I set we set out that I was going to tank it. New was going to DPS it. Brittany was on her troller, and so we were like, oh, so we don't have a healer now. And I was like, screw it, we'll be fine. But we were doing it at level with those instances because. We were given 101 gear to go in there. So, I went in and, I just on the safe side, I threw alpha mods in all my gear. just on the safe side so we didn't, get in any trouble and all that. But, I mean, it was still relatively, easy to play through.
Yeah, especially because you understand it.
Yeah. We understood the mechanics and everything. Plus, with news ice, so he's DPS, and so that's no big deal there. I was tanking with atomic, so I was putting out damage myself on top of being able to heal myself and everything. So it wasn't that big of a deal. Of course, a couple of times I had to run back and because we didn't skip any of the ads, but there was a couple of times where we missed one or two, and the guy that was on the stream with us that was playing, he was back there just just punching away with his brawlers on these ads, and Brittany was like we couldn't talk to the guy because they had some mic issues on their end. Um, so Brittany was like, "This guy, he's still back here fighting." So I had to run back real quick, and, yank the ads off the guy. uh, but it was fun. It was fun going back there. Not being OP. Just like blowing through it and everything. So I mean, I do you know part of me like enjoys doing that, but part of me would rather do that on a new tune than if I want to go in there and just get some gear for salvage. Then just let me walk in, and just walk in on my own. Go into a teleporter, walk in on my own, and just blow through it on my own and get the stuff done.
Yeah, I just don't understand why we don't have that option. Like there should be something in place where if you're a low CR, you do not queue up with people who are a crazy high CR. I know you want to keep the queues populated and blah 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 and stuff like that, but that really hurts the players.
Yeah.
When we're doing that.
Chris one here brings up a good point too, and all that. There's some raids and alerts where walking in solo won't isn't possible because there's some things you need more people for, like Kondak. Nobody can solo Kondak. And but and need incentives to run it clamped. Uh, if they're
I would totally run a clamped instance. Not all the time, but like if I had to do conduct, maybe it would be frustrating though. If everybody was a noob and you didn't have the correct roles and stuff like that, it could get frustrating.
Yeah. See, my thing is though the incentives would have to be really good to run it clamped. It would have to be really good for me at least
I
to
just
run
think
it clamped.
solution, don't queue up the low CR players with high CR players. I just don't think that should be done. I mean, you're queuing up. If you're queuing up for it and you're not making your own group and you're trying to get into a match, you're just going to have to wait. I would rather people wait than just get thrown into matches and carried like that.
Yeah. See, I think
because that stuff isn't teaching people anything.
No, it's not. I mean, it's blowing through content for people, and it's not teaching them anything. I mean, nobody's learning the struggle that we had with freaking Brother Eye.
No, and you don't learn that stuff, and that stuff makes you a better player.
Yeah.
Makes you understand your role. Other things like that. I got 3 cats in my base.
You got 3 cats in your base now? You have to put a pic of that on Twitter.
493 more to go.
Let's see here. See,
I definitely think that's an issue, though.
Yeah, it's definitely an issue. I mean, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be prevalent for a while, next few months until we get Amazon Fury 3, and especially in the coming months whenever the Stats Matter stuff drops, because people are going to be like, oh crap, I need to go get my feats. Oh crap, I need to get gear to salvage. Oh crap, I need to do this, and everything. I need to get my skill points up, and people are going to be flooding these lower tier things now soon for salvage. Me personally, I mean, I queue up like every.
Oh my god, the cats play with each other. That's awesome.
Every week, at least on my main, I queue up for like all sorts of lower tier things. I queue up for like pretty much all the tier 6 raids.
Oh yeah, I used to, and I'd ruin everybody's experience.
I mean, it's one of the things like Cold Fusion. You saw his last video, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was in that video talking about how he's left his legacy on DCUO with having a feat named after his lead, the Epic Odyssey feat. And all I could think about when he said that was like, dude, I could, before they closed the portal, I could walk in and solo that. And now that everybody has to queue up for that raid, I don't think there's going to be hardly anybody in the game that doesn't have that feat.
That's a shame too.
And
I think stuff like that should always be a challenge to get. Like I don't like stat clamping, and then I like it at the same time. Like, I don't know, it's a hard road to go by. Better matchmaking in the queue system, I think, would be just a lot better.
I definitely agree something needs to be done. I don't know if stat clamping is the answer to it. I think excluding high CRs from going into that content with other because I think stat clamping it would mess it up. It would mess things up. Honestly, I think it would be easier for them to exclude high CRs or CRs over a certain level from going in there with at level tunes. I think it would be easier for them to do that than it would be to clamp everybody and then still have like walk-ins. Because like what if like you're 175 and you go into Batcave. You can't queue into the Batcave or you don't want to run in Batcave because it's stat clamped. So you don't queue up for it. So you walk in instead. But then there's some glitch that has you stat clamped as you walked in because you walked into the Batcave.
Maybe if they even stat clamped you, say, how like Gates was a tough raid when you were under geared, it was a tougher raid. But then once you got all your T4 gear, that was T4, right? Yeah, then I don't remember. But once you got all that tier gear, it was a walk in the park. Maybe if they stat clamped you so you were at the very top of that tier, so it wasn't easy, but it wasn't a walk in the park where you're going to ruin it for everybody. Like, I would be fine with something like that, too. But I wouldn't want to be, like, minimum stats in there struggling. Like, but I could deal with I had the top gear in that CR to do that content, because then it's still pretty easy, because content in this game, once you're geared up, is a breeze.
Right.
I wouldn't be against that sort of stat clamping. I would like to be on the higher tier of that.
The only reason why I'm against stat clamping, I understand you're saying in the chat that the stat clamp it would be a choice and not a requirement. The only reason why I'm against it is because I'm worried about the instance I just mentioned. It's okay. I'm 175, so outer caverns I would be stat clamped, queuing up for that. But then so I instead I want to walk in to run it, and some bug or some issue with the stat clamping thing ends up I walk in there and suddenly I'm 53 CR.
You know what? They would just have to work that out and make sure that wasn't a bug.
That's the only. That's
because that would stink.
That's the only thing why That's the only thing why I'm against the stat clamping thing. Because I'm kind of concerned about that situation happening, and yeah, I mean that should definitely be something that they should go in and make sure it doesn't happen. But we all know how changes to queue systems go with this game. I mean there was a couple of weeks there where KCT wasn't, cross faction. You could invite people in from the opposite faction to get into it. So
yeah, because people just get carried too much in the game, and I'm all for helping people, and stuff like that. But when people are making it to like DWF and they still have no clue how to do their role or how game mechanics work, or like we dealt with those bosses in HH, and then people are in DWF and they have no clue what the bosses do. I'm like, did you not run HH?
yeah,
You know,
Thrones wanting me to
like
sign his T-shirt.
Something got to be done. Oh, Throne, you're my favorite rage tank.
Other than Brittany and Throne, how many rage tanks do you know?
Oh, we have a guy in the league, unfortunately. Those rage tanks. Those silly guys. And then when they have to DPS, oh my god.
But I mean, they're able to keep people from getting into raids if they don't have a certain CR requirement to get into there. So I don't see how it would be overly difficult for them to make queues to where there would be once you got to a certain CR, you wouldn't be able to queue into those raids again.
I would much rather be able to. So bad
and
now.
Then that would get people to like maybe throw a couple people together and all that to go into a group to go run A and B. But if we were able to walk into it though, that's the other issue they'd have to fix. Is making it so we could walk into these raids with a smaller group.
And the CR thing now really makes you demolish things that are a lower CR than you.
Yeah.
So if you were a tier ahead of something now, you would demolish it. But if you were a tier ahead in something with stat clamps, you're not as effective as you are with the CR differential. So like once that's in place, maybe they could work on something and see like maybe 2 tiers above wouldn't be overkill. Maybe it would. I don't know. You would just have to test stuff out and really see what your limitations on matching people up would be. I honestly don't feel like it would be something really hard. Just some trial and error. But you have to get rid of the CR stuff first.
Yeah. Which we're going to be signing in the next couple of months. So, where we should be, I believe. They've said it's coming before Amazon Fury 3. So, we shall see. Yeah, I think. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not opposed to this Enki. It's a good post and it's definitely a read. I would suggest for folks, and I've brought in, it's not like this hasn't been brought up before, and we've talked about it here on the podcast before, and it's stuff that's been brought up to the devs on numerous occasions. Especially, my thing, I think I at least once a month, drop a thing about, give me a teleporter mod so I can walk into Smallville and freaking farm the collections in there.
I would love that. Teleporter mods would solve so much of the problem too. There's half your problem solved right there.
Yeah, give us a teleporter mod so we can walk in and go chase down Styles solo.
I don't think that would be a really hard thing to do either. Now I'm no computer technical back end guy, but I mean you could teleport people all over the place. With those mods, the botanical gardens and everything. I don't imagine it would be super hard to just let us go into some instances,
Yeah. I mean that's, and I'm kind of curious as to why they stopped doing that. I mean, I know they part of it was probably because they were running out of space to put teleporters in the Watchtower in the Hall of Doom, especially in the Hall of Doom. I don't know some.
You could just
of those
have
areas in the Hall of Doom are so crowded, man.
I always thought you could have one general teleporter, which is the list of stuff on it, just like the one at your base.
Yeah. That's something they need to do with our league halls too, man. Don't give me just a teleporter that takes me back into the watchtower.
Right, let me go to my base.
If I get the teleporter mods, man, let me freaking go down and use the teleporters to go to my base. If I want to go to Midtown PD, straight to Midtown PD, let me go straight to Midtown PD.
Can we get a respec station in the league hall too? A broker maybe? Okay, we got these league halls where we could all hang out, and then we all end up going to a base because again, we want to look at something on the broker to decorate the league hall, and then you have to go somewhere else to look at the broker, and then you have to come back, and then you have to go, and like it just gets awkward, and it just gets annoying. Well, like your league hall should be where everybody can go to get whatever they need.
Funny we kind of bring that up. There are a few threads in the developer discussions area here. One of which is tell the devs what weapon styles you want to see next. Tell them what styles you'd like to see next. And say what base items you would like to see next. And I know there's another thread somewhere. I think it's in Gotham City somewhere, where you can go and you can talk about things that you would like to see for league halls. And so definitely go to the forums. I mean, anybody out there who's listening to this and all that, you probably already know about the forums. But if you don't, go to the forums. Find these threads. Read them. Find these threads. I mean, they're out there. The devs are, listening and wanting to get your input on this stuff. So definitely go and, give them your input. Let them know that, you would like to see a respec station in the league hall. You would like to see, R&D vendors and soda vendors, repair stations in the league halls. Because I remember when league halls first dropped, man. League halls, everybody always hung out in the league hall and everything like that. But then league halls, they kind of fallen off.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of stuff in it.
Yeah,
you can't really do too much.
So I mean, definitely. I mean, they're great for gathering people up and everything like that. Personalize the statues thrown. That would be cool, but I mean, the ego, with your ego, you'd be on every statue. And what kind of fun would that be for folks in your league?
He's the last person that should be on a statue.
I know, right? I mean, but yeah, I mean, there's lots of stuff you can leave your input about on the forums, guys. So make sure you guys go and do that. I mean, I know pretty much everybody here who's listening to this show here right now already knows this, but definitely do it. Make sure you do it. Let them know. Go to their Facebook. Hit them up on their Twitter. Let them know. Let them know what you guys want. Or send tweets to me. Or and all that, and let me know, and I can pass it along. Most of the time, if I hear an idea and all that, and I think it's an interesting thing, like with this, this carry mode post and everything like that, I usually end up, bringing it up to the devs. So yeah, definitely make sure you guys do that. And Throne, you should know by now that nobody is on Rage's side. Nobody.
Nope, not even the devs. About to put my 4th kitty in my base.
Jeez, oh Pete.
I got one. Yet? Oh no, I didn't run the instance. Why run the instance when you could take the easy way out? Jesus.
See, my thing with as far as like, what kind of an incentive would you want though? I mean, if they were to clamp these instances, what kind of incentive would you want to run it clamped? I mean, would marks be enough for you?
Mark, I'd be fine with marks.
Yeah, but I mean, after a while, dude. I mean, what do you do? What do you do with the marks that you got?
But I guess you really can't even give people marks. You know?
Yeah, you can't because everybody would just run the lower tier stuff, and then
then you could get too many marks. If they made the style drops better, though, because you're only getting gear drops at that point. So maybe if they actually made the gear drops worth it, so you could get those styles, that would be nice. But I don't really think you need anything to get it. You're just running the content for. I don't know, what are you running the content for anyway? Just those couple marks that you get.
If you're running it for, normally, you're going back in with most people usually go back in older content for one of two things. It's either for gear to salvage or it's for feats. Now, double marks, I don't agree with that because of the issue we just talked about, where people just be running lower tier content, getting it knocked out, and then using the marks.
And that would ruin replayability for the higher raids and stuff like that. Yeah, you couldn't do that. I don't think you should get anything. You just run. And you happen to be clamped because you got matched up with some people who were a lower CR. Because you had that option enabled. Because you got to give people choices. Because there are some people that would like to go help their friends. And they want to queue up with them. Maybe someone new starting the game. And they want to queue up with their buddy and help them.
We just went on. I just got the hard drive replaced in this damn PC. It's not my damn tower.
This guy is showing an insane ice DPS loadout. Oh my god, people.
How bad is it?
Insane ice DPS. Just fucking Arctic Gust. Oops, part of my French. Like, what else? Like, my god, people.
But we need another mark sync. So for extra marks with the clamped instances and everything, I don't agree with at all. There needs to be something there. Some, opposite faction styles maybe. That would be something I would be willing to run something old instances clamped for. Especially if we were given feats for those styles, that would be awesome as well. To touch up on what you said, you was talking about weapon mastery and everything. Honestly, yeah, I agree with what Crappy said. Weapon mastery, if it comes back and everything, it definitely needs to be balanced. It needs to be as equivalent. It needs to be able to do as much as AM does. So if you want to use weapon mastery with atomic, then it needs to do an equal amount. So that's what I would be. That's what I'd be for it. However, I do want to say again, I'm just going to tease this out there. There is going to be an announcement next week. I don't know when. I wish I knew. I'm hoping it'll be there. Yeah,
yeah.
All I'm gonna say is when they drop the announcement, make sure you guys are already sitting on the toilet. All right, just make sure you're already on the can, or you will load your pants.
I can't wait for this.
Also, real quick, did you notice this thread on the forums called Legends PvE or Stop Wasting Your Life for Farm?
No, I didn't.
Somebody did the math. Somebody did the math, and they figured out that if you only run one Legends PvE every day, you won't finish the feats out for 14. It'll take you 14.38 years to finish all the feats.
That's a pretty long time.
Yeah. However, Meps just responded to this individual. He says, 1, we're investigating if it is possible to and considering if these feats should be adjusted. 2, The assumption in your math about playing one per day and thus it takes 14 years is strange. Feats do not require content to be unlocked, and these events take 5 to 10 minutes to run. Assuming the 5,250 number is correct, that's just a few hundred hours of gaming. No sweat.
That's not that bad.
So of course Proxy Star just blew up. that triggered. Proxy Stars triggered. Fatal Stars triggered. Oh, that's awesome. Good job, Meps.
I would mess with people so bad if I was in his place.
Yeah, I would too. I think that's why he gets on the live servers every once in a while and throws out 300 CR Trigons and shit at everybody.
So listen, you should go to Oracle's database and look at hidden features and information.
Yeah?
Yeah. By Super Skull. There's some interesting information in there.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Some interesting stuff that's not in the game, but it's in the game, but it might be in the game in the future. DC Universe exposed.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm trying to find it. Hidden features and information exposed by census.
There's something in there that I want. Poison Ivy for Legends. It would be great. Oh, this coffee is super cold now.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some hidden tidbits in there.
Yeah.
Some interesting things.
Superpower Aura Pack? Oh.
Right? What would that be like?
That would
like
be awesome.
official, like if I could get a cool nature looking aura, like some leaves floating around me, some plants, then at least I could look cool.
Yeah.
Maybe fire could have a real fire aura.
Yeah. You look like
Ice could have some.
You like the Human Torch.
I miss the old-fashioned ice monster when you used to get ice armor.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the PS3, we'd probably still have it.
I know these PS3 guys.
Yeah. Yep. But I think that's about it, man. Unless you got something you want to add. You gonna be here next week, though, right?
Yep.
All right. You all heard.
I just had a ton of work to do.
Krabby says he's gonna be back next week. We're gonna talk about the big announcement if it drops next week. Y'all are gonna enjoy it. Y'all are gonna enjoy it. Make sure you are sitting on the toilet when you do, though. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this week. Thank you all for stopping by. Really appreciate it. This, of course, is the DCUO Sourcecast, your source for all DCUO news, community updates, talks, and everything. The big announcement, good news or bad news, that depends on your viewpoint.
Depends on if you're nature and electric, probably. Which I know there's only 70 of us.
But yeah, this is the DCO Sourcecast, your source for all the news and events regarding DC Universe Online. No, Aaron Arrow, you cannot send me a whisper and ask me for any clues. All right, I'm sorry.
Everything's getting nerfed down to nature and electricity's level.
Oh.
That's the big announcement.
But yeah, DCO Sourcecast, you could of course find us at facebook.com/DCO Sourcecast, where you can also find us on the Twitter at the DCO Sourcecast there. You can also find the audio version of the podcast at trexlight.com and on iTunes. Crappy, where can we find you at?
Oh, just type in Crappy Heels in YouTube.
Yeah.
Or on the Twitters.
Or on the Twitch?
Twitters. Oh, yeah, Twitch, too. I don't stream too much, though. I do stream some stuff, but when new stuff comes out, I will definitely be streaming. Cool. And when there's changes on test server, I will probably be streaming some good test server information. But usually only stuff like power updates and stuff like that. I really don't do too many update videos on this base item and that base item and new content, stuff like that. A Meps Legends tune.
Meps Legends tune? All he has is the one-shot trinket. It's the only thing in his loadout.
No other powers.
It has a 2-minute cooldown. We started up at 7 o'clock, Zero. Start up at 7 o'clock every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And not a problem, Anki. Is like I said, it's a topic that's come up quite a bit. We've talked about it here before, and I had no problem talking about it again here. Of course, you can, find me at youtube.com/thedaddy'shouse, on facebook.com/thedaddy'shouse. You can also find me on the Twitter at the Daddy's House here, and you can find me streaming, hopefully not as broken up as Exploit has made it for me on recent shows, here at the home of the DCUO Sourcecast, twitch.tv/thedaddy'shouse. Once again, I want to thank everybody for coming out and listening and watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Until next time, though, we will see you guys next week. Bring your own TP for next week's show. I'm going to tell you that right now. Bring your own TP, because
I better be excited.
I went through quite a bit of it myself. Until next time, though, guys, thanks again for stopping by. Y'all take care.
Have a good evening.
Bye.